Hi everyone, Graham here with the latest updates on the beta pre-launch of We Share Abundance. And it's Friday and it's the 15th of October 2021. Weekend is here. I'm not sure that makes a lot of difference in today's world. People work from home, they work funny hours, they work different days. Not sure that weekend has the same appeal that it used to have, although I suppose there are sporting events that people look forward to that are usually played at the weekend. Okay, let's get on and let's see what we're doing. First of all, welcome to anybody that's watching, whether you're on Twitch, YouTube or Facebook. In our Facebook group, We Share Abundance publicly. We should be streaming live on all those and everybody should be hearing me. And I am going to go to Facebook and check our Facebook group to see that things are working as they should be. And We Share Abundance publicly. Refresh the page. Scroll down and October the 15th. Yeah, we've got it. And if we click on this button, we should get comments with a bit of luck. And we have comments here as well. How about this? Let's see. The trouble is, the scroll isn't working on. Oh, it is now. Okay. So here we go. How about this? Suchitra Shetty from India, top of the comments list. She is a very valued member of our teams and is also a moderator in the group here. So watch your step. Suchitra's watching out for you. Okay. And then we have the UK. And more from the UK, and more from the UK, and then Holland, South Korea, Burundi, Southern Alabama, US of A, Kathy Simpson from Canada, Nova Scotia, I think. And then we've got Greece and USA, California, and Paraguay, South America. Okay, we've got people coming in fast and furiously. And we've got South Africa here as well. I think we've got pretty much, I'm not sure I've seen Australasia yet, but got pretty much most of the continents covered already, I think. And I've only been live for a minute or two. Okay. So as long as everybody's hearing me and everything is working, what are we here for? We're here to give you the updates on We Share Abundance. We're in a very exciting phase. We are about to launch our new website, which has been in production for getting on for 12 months. I think it's about 12 months. I think we started on it last October. Not full-time because it was done on a voluntary basis by a very valued member, Christian, who has a full-time job working 40 hours a week anyway. So he was working on it, putting everything in place, lots of code, building a site which was capable of handling large volume and handling upgrades in an easy and efficient manner, really state of the art. So he built the skeleton, and then for probably about 3.5 months, we've been working on putting the flesh on the skeleton, and we are in the final stages, just making sure that there's no tears in the skin where things are going to fall out. You know, we don't want kidneys and giblets falling out all over the place. We want the thing to be contained nicely and to work well and efficiently. And we've now got the team testing the site, going through all the processes that the members go through, making sure that everything works and correcting things. And we are in an advanced state with that, but it's weekend now, so there's going to be a couple of days delay. But I will read you what Devyani has to say. Devyani is our star. She is she is the main developer. She's the person that's kept everything going. She looks after all the coding. She's had help from others, but it's hard to get real quality developers of the standard of Devyani and Christian, of course, but Christian has his full-time job. So we are very, very fortunate to have Devyani. We are constantly looking for people that we could bring in that have the same skill set, ability as Christian and Devyani that can help us. But at the moment, we are getting very, 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 very close to having everything sorted. But this is what Devyani has to say about today. Testing and bug fixing today. I am hoping to complete testing and bug fixing next week, unless our testers find any critical issues. There are things to be done post-release, and those are getting noted down on a task sheet to be done after we launch. So when we launch, that isn't the be all and end all. That isn't okay, we're there. No. That is the foundations for where we're going from here on. It's been a major task, and we have to make sure that the foundations are really solid, and everything that we have when we get started is fine and dandy. Does that mean that once we launch it, everything will be perfect for what we've got so far? Well, we hope so, but it's unlikely. We always find little things, but we're hoping that there will be little things that we can put right quite quickly, and then we can develop beyond what we have when we launch. We'll be adding new aspects in, changing things around, making things better for the members in so many ways, and the changes that we'll be able to make and the things that we'll be able to implement will have a positive impact on the liquidity and the value of our currency, WISA and WISA abundance tokens. And of course, that will be beneficial to all members, in addition to the earning capabilities that will be enhanced with the new site. So it is very, very exciting times. It is getting very close. I know that Christian has been involved recently with some of the things that have been going on. I was talking with Christian as well this morning, and I know Devyani was talking with him, and at the same time handling the teams that were testing the site. It's all going on. There's a lot of things going on in the background. Hopefully we'll get them all completed quickly, and we'll get the site up and launched as soon as we possibly can. And then within 2 to 3 months of launch, you're going to start seeing a massive change. I mean, you'll see it gradually, but it will take 2 to 3 months before you start seeing the vision that we have for this project and where it's going. And so you're going to have to hang in there with your patience, but there's going to be some things that will happen nice quickly, but some things will take longer. What I will say is the launch of the Business Builder platform, the Easy Business Builder. When a new program is launched, it is an ideal time for people to make some fast cash. It's where you see the low-hanging fruit. It's easy to pick. Boom, boom, boom. Get it in the basket. Get it off to market. Those of you that take advantage will make good income quickly in the next month or two. Coming up to Christmas, you'll be able to pack away a lot of cash. It's the easiest time in any business to make money. Does that mean that you've built your business and that's going to be it forever. No. It means that there is always a lot of cash to be made in the easiest way when a business launches. And that goes on for probably 5 or 6 weeks, sometimes a couple of months. And then things start slowing down. And that's when you've got to put the effort in. You've got to put the work in to make sure that you keep going and you keep building. And you build over the next 12 months, 18 months, so that you've got like a year, 2 years of building in there. And when you've done that, that is when you can sit back and say, wow, look at what we've got now. And it doesn't matter then whether you carry on building or you don't. Your business will grow and continue to grow and continue to grow. Of course, it's better if you can keep going a little bit. You don't have to put in as much effort, but that's when you need the big effort. The effort initially will get you fast cash, but then after that, you're going to have to slog away for a bit. You'll still be making money, but it won't be as easy and it won't be as much, perhaps. It might go up slightly, but you'll see it growing slower. And it's that important time that after that initial surge, after that initial harvest of the low-hanging fruit, you've got to get up, and it's a bit harder to get the other fruit higher up the tree, and it takes a while. And the sweetest fruit is right at the top, and it's going to take you a while to get there. But once you're getting that fruit, it just never stops. It's just an abundance of wealth coming and growing, and that is where we are. There will be other things added in as well as the business builder, and they will all give additional opportunities to our members. But that is where we will be starting to build on these amazing foundations that have been put in place by Christian and Devyani. Okay, and a few other people have been involved as well, as I say, but the two main players are Christian and Devyani. Okay, so that is where we are. I can't give you a date because we don't know. It depends, as Devyani said, on whether there are any critical issues that come up in the testing. So far, there's been quite a few bugs and they've been fixed. They've been minor things, but they're important things. But they've been easy fixes, you know, and that continues to go on. And as I say, even when we launch, there is a possibility that we'll find other bugs. You know, what about this? This shouldn't be happening. And then we'll look into it and get it fixed. But usually they're minor adjustments as well once you've launched. It's getting through this next stage, this important stage of serious, hard testing of the site. And it's an exciting time. And no one knows when that will end. It could be within a couple of days. It could take a week. It might take 10 days. We don't know. But that's where we are, and that's the situation. So that is your update, pretty much, on everything that we have. Where was I up to with the comments? Let me just have a look here. Okay, I remember Paraguay. Yep, and I think I remember South Africa, and we got Biafra as well, and got New Zealand and Ghana, Netherlands. Paula says, how do I know that my payment for $10, 100% Power of One bonus has been received in good order on my dashboard if it says Power of One? No. It won't show up in the current site, Paula. It will show up in the new site when it's launched. If you paid, then you've got receipts anyway of your payment, however you paid, whether it's a transaction code or a receipt from a card payment or something like that. No worry, if you filled in your form, we'll have your form, and those forms will be processed, and then they'll go into the new site, and that's where the benefits will show up that you have. And that's another headache for Debbie Harney that she doesn't even know about yet. But anyway, not to worry. That's something that will be done pretty quickly once the site is launched. We've had a couple of people asking, how do I know? And I can understand it, but just hang in there. It won't be very long, just a few days. I will be going through all the forms, because we've had a bit, not millions of them in. I think there's less than 200, but I know that a large percentage don't have a transaction code, and so I'm going to have to go through them and email the people and say, this form, we can't process it. We do need a transaction code. If you paid by a card, all we need is your receipt number. You should get a receipt, and you can put that number in. It's usually 2 digits. I think we're still in 2 digits. It might be 53 or something like that. Excuse me. But that's all we need. And we don't really need that if you paid by a card, because we've got different records of it. But transaction codes are important, whether you paid through coin payments or whether you made a transfer from Waves into the Easy Business Builder account. It's almost impossible to track things without a valid transaction code from you. Okay, so if your form's not correct, you will get an email saying, we can't do anything with this, I'm sorry, put in a proper valid form. Right, and we've got more from South Africa and from Devon in the UK, and Jan de Jong from the Netherlands, sneaking off from his KYC duties, which are very limited at the moment, but there's going to be a lot of people wanting to verify their KYC once we launch and people start flocking in. And we got more from Nigeria and from Doncaster, UK, and from India, and more from Biafra and Nigeria and USA, the Bronx, New York, and Nigeria again. And somebody says hello to Jaria. That's Oman if he's in. Oh, there he is. I've just seen him there. Hello, Wisa Warrior Chiefs. Yeah, that's our top position in the Business Builder plan. And we got Portugal, Joel Bastos. Hi there. Okay. And Brazil. And where else? Okay. Right. What else have we got? I'm just bubbling with excitement. I'm sorry. It's been a long, hard road, a long, hard, dusty road, boys. But we are getting to the end. We'll be able to shower off and set off again. Okay. Like I say, it's like the wagon train arriving in California. We can celebrate the fact that we've arrived and we've got our foundations, but then we have to put up our fences and plant our crops and build our stables and our barns and things, so there's a lot of work still to do, but we will be able to celebrate and enjoy the success of the new site. Okay, let's have the numbers. Total registered members is up 23 to 46,523, and that 23 is a net increase because we remove members that have not logged in for 2 months and don't have active stakes, and that can be anything between 50 and 1,000. It's usually, at the moment, probably a little under 100. So that net 23 means we probably had about 120 new registrations in the last 24 hours, but we've taken out some members that have not bothered. Okay. That's got to be a song, Deborah. I'm so excited. I just can't hide it. I'm about to lose control. I think I like it. I don't recognize the lyrics though. I'm not quite sure which song it is, but it's very appropriate anyway. If somebody was to say to me about I like it, I would think of Jerry and the Pacemakers. I like it, I like it. I like the way you run your fingers through my hair. He died recently, didn't he? Okay. So that's the net increase. What else have we got? We then have, okay, yeah, the next one is the people that are logging in on a daily basis, what we class as active members. And we average that over the last few days, and we compare the averages on a daily basis. And the average is down to 15,400 today from yesterday, down by 99. And the pools that we cover, pool 1 and pool 6, are once again net figures, because the people that we take out, even though they've got inactive pools, they had pools that would have shown in our numbers. So we have a net increase of 2 in pool 1 to 36,580, and a net increase of 4 elite members, pool 6 people, to 24,256. Site ranking up 6 places for We Share Abundance to 9,475, and down 26 places for Multiply Weezer to 22,172. Multiply Weezer had 10 new email verified members today. Quite a lot compared to what we've been getting. When I say today, it's in the last 24 hours, of course, but nobody that hadn't previously purchased advertising bought any today. And the bonus pool there is only up $5 to $9,208.22. Coin values, token values. In the back office, Weezer Abundance was showing at 117.72, which is down about $10 on yesterday, which is surprising because cryptos have been going up, I think they're still going up in price. But anyway, that's what it was showing. But the amazing figure here, and I tried to check on this, in Waves, Weezer Abundance is showing at a value of $36.58. And that intrigued me, so I went to have a look. And can I find my figures? I don't know. Yeah, so I went to have a look, and I found that the price that things were being sold at ranged from $93 to as high as $161.48. $93 against USDN, $161.48 against Bitcoin, $160 against Ethereum, $115 against USDT, $120 against Waves, and $157.76 against Litecoin. So how they come up with $36.58, I don't know. But that's what it's showing as. So I give you the numbers. But I did look at it. I thought, wonder why that has happened. And I look, and I don't know. I can't answer that for you. I'm sorry. But those were the selling prices, the lowest selling prices recently that I could find for Weezer Abundance. So I don't know. The Weezer token as well is about the same as it was yesterday. In fact, in Waves it's down slightly, but in Coin Ranking it's exactly the same at 0.539 of a cent. Still, you can still get almost 2 Weezer tokens for 1 cent. Crazy, isn't it? And so if you see Weezer Abundance at 36.88, it's a good deal. But I would still recommend that you bought Weezer, where you can get them for 2 for 1 cent or round about that, because you will get a bigger ROI in the near future on that purchase. But it's up to you. So those are your numbers. Oh, we had what, $748 worth of trading in the last 24 hours, which is about the same, almost exactly the same as yesterday. And the site ranking hasn't. I wonder if these are figures from yesterday, because they're all the same. Just let me just check on these figures for coin ranking. Where are we? Here we go. Let me refresh the page and just see if that makes any difference. No, it's showing exactly the same figures that I've got. Maybe it's not updating for some reason, because they are the same figures as yesterday. So I don't know why that is. Maybe there's some quirk in their site, because both the price, the trading volume, and the site ranking, not the site ranking, the coin ranking, are identical to yesterday. So so that's a bit puzzling, although it shows on the graph the same as well. I don't know. Maybe it's just a coincidence, and that is really the way it is. I've refreshed the page and it's not making any changes to it. So I don't know. We'll see what happens tomorrow. As I say, the coin values at the moment, whilst it's interesting and while you can pick up some good deals, it's not very important, in all honesty, because they're going to change drastically over the coming couple of months. You know, between now and Christmas, you're going to see drastic changes in the values of the tokens and also in the liquidity. So, as I say, while it's interesting and while you may be able to pick up some good deals, it's not really important at the moment. What is important is you get yourself positioned and even start promoting the business builder plan. You want to be getting people lined up for it. I've lost Facebook now. Where are we? Here we go. You want to be getting people lined up for it, because you can make some really handy money quite quickly with our launch. Okay. When are we getting to EBB? When the new site's launched, Abdul? Ruscal is singing away there. He's a happy man, Newcastle supporter. His team is going to be one of the major players in the world in the near future. They are probably the richest team in the world now, which makes up perhaps for all the suffering of 14 years of being owned by somebody that was only interested in making a profit, and it's not easy to do with a football club. So they've been in the doldrums for a while. They're not going to come out of them immediately. It'll take time, and they need to consider things. And they're talking about Frank Lampard as a replacement for Bruce. I can't understand the logic in that. Bruce is a far more experienced manager. He's just not had anything to play with. No money, no players. You get one player injured out of the Newcastle squad that they've got there, and it's a disaster because they just don't have the depth. And what they do have at the first team level, if you like, is it's down a peg from the clubs that they're competing with, generally speaking. So I think Bruce is going to get the bad end of the stick, and I can understand the management wanting to change the manager, but I can't understand them thinking about Frank Lampard. When you look at his track record, all right, he did okay with Derby, but he came into Chelsea, which is a similar situation. It's got plenty of money. They backed him with a lot of money, and they were rubbish, really. And they brought in a good manager, Tuchel, and he's transformed the same players that Lampard had into an almost unbeatable team, and they won the Champions League. With Lampard in charge, you wouldn't have betted them getting anywhere near the final, let alone winning it. So if that is true, that they are looking at Lampard, I think they need to look in another direction. I love Frank Lampard, don't get me wrong. I think he was a great footballer, great servant to club and country, or clubs and country. But I think his management credentials are not suited to a superpower club, which is what Newcastle are going to be. Some other clubs in the Premier League maybe, but no. Okay, anyway. Russ Kelly says it's the Pointer Sisters. I'm so excited. Okay. And Deborah says it's the Pointer Sisters. I don't even know who the Pointer Sisters are. So they must be sort of after 1960 or something like that, I would guess. My popular music knowledge probably gets thinner and thinner and thinner from the 60s onwards. What about We Share Abundance site withdrawals? I think Suchitra can answer that for you, Rizwan. Dave Jackson, thank you for your inquiry. However, the withdrawal policy. Okay, that's up there. Here's a song for those lyrics, the Pointer Sisters. I'm so excited. Okay, I'll have to listen to it. I probably heard it because the lyrics do sound familiar. But honestly, I don't think I've ever heard of the Pointer Sisters. Oh, well. And greetings for Ferwegistician or whatever it is. Hi there. Russ Kelly says, I want Brucey to be given a chance. It'd be nice, but I don't think he's going to get one. But even if they just give him till Christmas to see how he goes on and pick his brains for who they think would be good additions to the team, because he's got a lot of knowledge and he has done reasonably well with some clubs that he's been with, and nobody's ever really backed. He's never been in a position where he's been backed in the transfer market with any of the clubs that he's managed. So it would be interesting to see. I was sad when Sparky went from City actually as well. I thought, he was doing all right. City were up there. They were sixth, I think, at the time that they got rid of him, and they hadn't even done much with money at that time. Okay, anyway, it's the politics and the things of football which aren't of interest to a lot of you, I know. Okay, so we could talk about rugby, which would interest even less of you, but there we go. Maybe not. We've got a couple of New Zealanders in and some South Africans. So, right. Where are we? What are we up to? We've done the numbers. We've done the development stuff. Avazu, I know, have had a problem with something or other, but I don't understand what it is. But I did get a message from Dave, which I can't pull up. Oh, there it is. He said he was aborting the deployment. I don't know what. Presumably, this is the change in the site so that people could change and get their tickets, because there's an unresolvable error above. And he showed me a copy of it, but it was like Greek to me, so I don't know. So they're working hard on what they're doing there. And I think the CRC is down while they upgrade that and change things in there. And that'll be back up hopefully tomorrow. So they're in transition as well. It's a pity in a way that we're launching at the same time as they're launching, because it means that my efforts have got to be with We Share Abundance. And It's a big job to go through the site and upgrade and change pages and videos that need changing, and try and explain how we are and what we are in simple terms, because we are unique. People don't understand what We Share Abundance is. We are a nation. We are not a BizOp. I know that you can make money with us. I know that. We are not an investment. I know that you can stake money and make money there, but we are not an investment, and we're not a BizOp. We are a nation, and we operate in the same way as a nation. We print our own currency and we distribute it in social benefits, and it can be used within our community, but we don't have strength in that currency currently outside our community, and that's what we need, and that's what we will be going for. And that international trade where we can sell our currency and buy other currencies and make a profit on what we're doing is the big step for us. And then as we build that liquidity and we build that trust, and people see that because of our formulas and the way that we distribute things and the way that tokens are issued and the scarcity of them, people are going to start putting their faith in it, the same way that people perhaps don't want to invest in the Mexican peso, perhaps, but they will put into the dollar or the euro or the yen or the British pound even. But they're not so interested in whatever the currency is in Nigeria or India, or, you've got to build up that trust. And that's all it is. There's nothing supporting any currencies in the world today, particularly fiat currencies. There's nothing behind them other than trust. And fiat currencies, there is more behind them in the fact that the majority of the strong ones have a cap on the number of tokens that can ever be issued, number of coins. Like Bitcoin, I think it's 21 million or 23 million or something like that. With our tokens, it's 35 million. Some of them are like 10 billion. Some of them have no cap. You can keep adding more and more tokens, and that's a bit like the dollar and I was going to say Deutschmark. That's not existent anymore, is it? The euro, the pound. The governments just print more and more and more to pay for things. And what does that do? It reduces the value of that currency because there's more and more and more of it, but there's still only the same value there. Even though people trust the currency, you don't get runaway inflation, but you do get inflation, and it's consistent. And inflation is a hidden tax on the people, because it means that the people that are earning and trying to save a little bit for their retirement, consistently, that inflation is reducing the value of the money in their pocket and in their savings account. And so it's damaging to the middle and lower classes. It doesn't affect the wealthier people so much, because they don't keep their money in the bank. They buy property and they buy gold and silver and oil and whatever, they don't, if somebody's got $5 million, they don't have $5 million in the savings account and pull, and use it to pay the rent with. No, it's stacked away somewhere. It's invested. It might be in stocks and shares. It might be in cryptocurrencies. It might be in, tradable assets like, commodities, sugar, wheat, flour, gold, whatever. But it's certainly not in cash. And so the inflation doesn't affect them so much, because if they buy a lump of gold, they've got a lump of gold. And It doesn't matter whether, if that lump of gold is always going to be worth a lump of gold, whether that is $10 or $100 or $500 or $5,000. It's still there and it has that value. But there's no value behind the currencies. It's all been abolished. And cryptocurrencies that have a cap, like ours and like Bitcoin, therefore are a better bet than your fiat currencies. And the stronger ones, and we will be amongst the strongest, I promise you, will get that recognition and people will want to invest in them. And then a lot of wealthy people and trusts and things are already putting money into cryptocurrencies. So they have Bitcoin funds in a lot of investments and things. So, okay, I don't know how I got onto that, but anyway, so we must have a song for Weezer too. Yeah, as I say, I mean, I have thought about things. I've thought about the Power of One, and as I say, sometimes I've not been walking much recently because my pal isn't allowed to go very far yet, although he's starting his 7th week of rehab today. And they reckon it's between 8 and 10 weeks. So another couple of weeks will probably take him for the quack to have a look at him and say, yeah, he's pretty good. Or no, give him another couple of weeks, whatever. And we'll see how he goes on then. But when I was walking, I used to be walking on singing, the power of one is indestructible, the power of one is undefeatable, the power of... But I never got really past that, I didn't know where it was going, and I never got sit down and think about it, and it's just not flowed to me. But any of you composers out there, let's see what you can come up with as a song for We Share Abundance. And when we all get together, which we will, because you'll have to do something with your money, you might as well spend it on a vacation that is a business trip, mightn't you? Tax deductible then. Coming to a convention, all it'll be really will be a party, because we're not into conventions and things, are we? It'll just be a party, and we'll all get together and have some fun. But it would be nice to have a song, wouldn't it, for then? We'll have to get something sorted out. Yeah. Okay. I think I've covered what I've got to cover, really. I'll have a look at the app to see because yesterday we had comments from, it's not even showing anything. It shows that there is chat there, but it's not coming up on, it's just, oh no, they've come up now, but it is Facebook users. So if you put in comments in YouTube or wherever, I'm sorry, but I can't see them and I can't answer them. So prayers for Devyani and the team that's testing, that they can accomplish everything quickly. Prayers for Avazu, that they can sort out their development. I remember the phrase that Dave used when he contacted me was, it never rains but it pours. He was feeling a bit down, I think, but so I tried to cheer him up. So prayers for Dave and his team. I know that a lot of those are out injured as well, which isn't helping things. A lot of his main top people in the various departments are suffering from whatever. Some of them from COVID, some of them not, some of them from domestic situation, but it's all sort of come together at the same time for him. So prayers for everybody. And as we don't have a We Share Abundance song, let's go out with Avazu, zoo, zoo. A win for you is a win for me. Avazu, zoo, zoo. It's $1 billion spree. Avazu, zoo, zoo. We're all helping charity. Avazu, zoo, zoo. We're a happy family. And I get the lines all mixed up sometimes, don't I? Get them in the wrong order and all that sort of thing. But we'll keep going, and I'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. We won't have a lot on the development because it's weekend. I was saying weekends don't really count, but they do for Devyani. So there won't be much going on till Monday, but we'll see what there is. We'll see if I've managed to get anything accomplished, and we'll take it from there. Have a zoo, zoo, zoo. A win for you is a win for me. Have a zoo, zoo, zoo. It's $1 billion spree. Have a zoo, zoo, zoo. We're one happy family.